guess I'll just speak into it. Mary Jane, I had 45, well, okay. I had a 45-year adventure with Mary Jane. She was about 16 years older, so my first 20 to 26 years were spent seeing her as my oldest sister who played the flute, went to college, taught school, and worked in Utah. When she fell in love and married Occam and gave birth to Auntie Rosie, I was a college student at BYU. When Occam died and I got married, a different relationship emerged. Mary Jane asked me to help her each Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to noon. Since we both lived in Idaho Falls, it worked out for several months. But with our children coming, it became monthly and then as the need arose. I loved helping Mary as much as I was able. Mary Jane and I had similar interests. We both liked to write columns and opinion pieces in newspapers. She was a highly skilled editor and her wordsmith skills were valued. She was my adult life editor. The past 45 years, Mary Jane kept in touch with me wherever I lived. It was mostly through regular mail. She sent newspaper clippings, articles she wrote, obituaries, birthday cards, outlines of talks she was going to give. She used me as a sounding board, audience critic of her talks. While I lived in Idaho Falls, she let me be the listener as she practiced her talks. When I lived away, she would give me a call and talk on the phone, and give her talk on the phone. She would always invite me to visit IF during the 4th of July's activity. Sometimes I took her up on it. She was really good at cleaning up paper messes. I had lots of junk at the office. She came with me several times to throw away unnecessary junk. In recent years, while I lived in Utah, she invited me to help her at the Mormon Heritage Association conferences in Groberg and Layton. Last year it was in Boise. She came and stayed with me as we attended together. Mary called me to take her to Joanne Wiener's funeral. I turned her down saying, I live in Caldwell, you live in Idaho Falls, and the funeral's in Salt Lake. The next day I called her back knowing I was to take her to Joanne's funeral. It was truly a blessing. One of my sublimest moments was the 2016 Groberg sibling reunion I have. From one morning from 8 a.m. to 1 in the afternoon, she had me dig her strawberry plants and empty this huge compost barrel. As my siblings did various activities together, I was digging out these tightly embedded strawberry plants and unloading the huge compost barrel where we had about 100 to 150 plants that we gave away to neighbors, friends, and a family that lived with her but had moved to Rexburg. It was one of the happiest days of my life. Mary Jane was so relieved and her complete happiness was so contagious. I'll never forget that happy day. Mary Jane was the matching carpet, I was Aladdin, and oh, what a ride we had.